Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. It's new comic book day for the week of October 26th. Happy Halloween. I'm not dressed up just because, I just couldn't get it done. I was actually doing some stuff for Victoria, so you might actually see her a little bit later. So we're going to get started real quick.
Hey, it's Victoria Grace at the comic book store with Ashen Phoenix, or AKA Carrie Bradshaw. Not that most people will know who that is. Happy almost Halloween too. So today I'm reviewing Teen Titans. We found out, it kind of introduced what is going on. Basically, Robin is collecting up all the Teen Titans, and this week we're going to find out what happens next. Before I move on, I just want to say, I want to show you guys something. If they're Teen Titans, why is Starfire looking like a 25-year-old sex goddess? How does this even make sense? I'm just saying. We have everybody else looking like a little kid, even Raven, and then boobs. That's all I've got to say about that.
Alright guys, first up, Civil War, issue number 6. Beautifully done as usual. We're figuring out the aftermath of the big reveal from last month. We're getting some people that are changing sides right now because everything's becoming a little bit murkier. I mean, and that's kind of what we're expecting with this. If you've watched Minority Report, if you watch any of the other Civil Wars, you know everything never goes according to plan, and things are starting to fall apart on both sides. As usual, beautifully written, beautifully done. I've been a fan of the Civil War series from the beginning. It has not changed. Definitely pick this up because the last 2 issues are really looking like it's going to be something big.
Hey guys, Tim from Capes and Scowls. Thank you for checking out our YouTube and for checking out everything else that we got going on. We just added a Patreon page. You can hunt that down, Google it. Support it if you like. I don't know. You do what you do. But I'm here to review Saga. New issue of Saga is out, issue 39, and it's pretty good, but I gotta tell you, not a lot happens. It's a lot of filler trying to get you on to the next part. It deals with the aftermath of last issue, which had some shocking moments, and it explains some of the characters a little better. There's some fun stuff with the will in here. But overall, it didn't do a ton. But it's still Saga. It's still pretty good. The art is actually really good at some moments. And that's par for the course. It's a good book. It's nothing super exciting, but I did like it. And if you like Saga, it's more the same.
So this week I also reviewed Over the Garden Wall. This was very cute. I loved it. It's like I Hate Fairyland, except it's not vulgar, and it's actually for kids. It was kind of like Adventure Time because it was like an adventure. It's about these 2 brothers, and they are, people think that they're dead. They think that they might be in purgatory. We're not really sure. And they are going through these missions, and just each book they have to do a mission. It's a cute series. I think that you should pick it up if you like things that are a little bit more innocent.
Next up, Titans issue number 4. We are still in the fight between Wally and Cadaver the Technomage. As I've been saying from the very beginning, this is just a beautifully done book. Brett Booth is an amazing artist. He's definitely become one of my favorites since the New 52 series, and I was checking him out during the Flash series. I wish he was still doing Flash. But he's doing Titans. And this book is definitely one to pick up, especially if you like that stylized 90s art that we're used to, like J. Scott Campbell and Jim Lee and Adam Kubert and things like that. If you love that kind of art, this book is for you. If you like that kind of throwback feel that we're getting with this because it is pre-New 52, you're dealing with like pre-Flashpoint stuff, definitely pick this one up. I've been a fan of this from the very beginning, and I'm definitely going to keep on reading this one. So, yeah.
All right, and my next book is Doctor Strange and the Sorcerers Supreme, one of 2 Doctor Strange books that came out this week. I've not been reading Doctor Strange, his main title, and I don't know what's going on in it, but that doesn't really matter. This explains everything I need to know. It deals with Merlin, one of the oldest sorcerers of time, actually traveling through time looking for different Sorcerers Supremes from different eras to help combat this giant evil that he locked away a bazillion years ago. You get the feeling that Merlin screwed up big time, and he doesn't really know how to defeat this big, evil, magical monster. It starts with Strange trying to battle different monsters in his current time when Merlin comes and pretty much just kidnaps him and says, hey, you're coming with me. It's very cool. I don't want to spoil it, who some of the Sorcerer Supremes are, because it has to deal with characters from both the past and the future. It's really good. I liked basically all of them. I thought it was pretty creative. The book was pretty good. The art was okay. There's a couple panels that were really good, that were kind of like trippy almost, for lack of a better word, because they were traveling through time, through astral planes, and all of that good stuff. The book was pretty good, and I don't know if I will keep reading it, but it is worth checking out and deciding for yourself.
Last but not least, Wayward came out again, issue number 17. This series is really good overall. Last week we found out that Rory's dad has superpowers. This week we're going back to Japan. We're finding out what's going on there while they're over in Ireland. I thought that this one was a little bit boring, but I'm excited to see what happens next week, so I'm going to stick with it.
Mission, things are starting to fall apart, unravel. We are dealing with a lot of the issues between Flag and Waller. She is just, like, if you've seen these before, like, she is still just a vicious character, and she's becoming more and more so. And we're coming up to some type of crescendo where Waller's power hungriness is starting to really kind of take effect on the team. So we will see how this goes, but I'm anticipating some kind of revolt that's going to be going on with the force itself, and we're going to see how this goes. But again, beautifully written, beautifully drawn. Definitely on my pull series.
All right, and my final book, the book I was so pumped for, and this means that all of the books that we reviewed this week, we enjoyed. And that's a rarity, and I wouldn't bet on it ever happening again. But I was pumped. This is from Dynamite Comics, Wolfcop #1. If you haven't seen the horror movie that is Wolfcop, if you haven't seen some good Canadian horror, you should check out Wolfcop. It is a surprisingly good B movie. It's like B+ movie. This takes place after the movie. It is its own kind. It's interesting because the movie is kind of centered more in a reality base until you get towards the end, where it delves into more of a magical realm, more of a mystical realm. This deals with Wolfcop being a drunk and getting into an altercation with a biker gang. And the biker gang is not what it appears to be. They are actually cannibals, and they are stealing people in the middle of the night and eating them. Wolfcop is as gory and violent as you want it to be. It is fantastic. The art is pretty good. I really enjoy the gore. It's for Halloween. You have to enjoy it. There's crazy amounts of gore, over-the-top violence, and a lot of really cool surprises, which is kind of fun to say about a book called Wolfcop. It is my second favorite cop behind RoboCop. So there you go. It's really awesome. You should read it.
So guys, thanks for everybody that entered this week's contest. Today's winner, or this week's winner, is Joseph Michael. You won again. It's pretty good. Well, you just keep on entering. So, I mean, the odds are ever going to be in your favor anyway. So, Joseph Michael, shoot me your email or your address. I probably already have it, but I'm going to be too lazy to look it up. So, send it to me anyway. You have Batman Battle for the Cow. This week, we had an unclaimed book. So, this week's winner is going to get a first trade of the Black Panther. Again, this is a great series. It's something you should be reading. All you need to do is subscribe to our channel, subscribe to Capes and Scowls channel, like this video, and then comment with a recommendation that you followed through from our reviews. And that's pretty much simple, and we will choose a winner next week. So thanks again, guys, and we will see you next week. Don't forget to check us out on our Facebook page or Instagram page. Thanks to our Patreon fans, Michael Schaefer and Ross Caudell. Those guys are some of our top tier patrons. If you want to check us out, there'll be a link below to see some of the exclusive stuff that we have, our behind the scenes things, and things of those sort. Thanks again, and happy Halloween, guys, and we will see you next week.